Today, I'm going to show you guys around SEMA 2025. This is my first time out here at SEMA, and there is a lot out here. There are a bunch of builds, a lot of cool cars, and a lot of cool products to look at. But the main thing I want to look at is, one, some of the most expensive builds here, some of the coolest builds here, and interview some of the owners on how to build a car to get it to SEMA, because that's what we are trying to do on this channel, is hopefully I can build a car by the end of next year so that we can get it to SEMA. So let's go find some cool builds and interview the owners. Okay, as we were walking here, as you guys know, I love Datsuns. We've got two really cool Datsuns and really infamous Datsuns here at SEMA. These are Kang's Datsuns. We've got a 240Z and I believe a 280Z, and they're totally different builds. One is this wide body RB swapped. This is the first Z that he built, I believe, and this is a really cool Z. I love seeing this. I've watched videos on this for years, so to see it in person here is really cool. It is a really well done build. I wouldn't expect anything less from Song. So back here we have the other Z that he just finished building, which is actually the one that I like a little bit more, and I'll show you guys why. So this is his 1973 Datsun 240Z that he just finished building. The really unique feature on this car is actually the engine. Now, if you know anything about Datsuns from watching this channel or others, the typical Datsun engine is an L28, and that means the intake and exhaust are going to be on the same side. It is not a cross flow head, and it can limit power. Along with that, it's a single overhead cam. Now, as much as I love these L28 engines, that is a huge limit when you want to make more power. So under the hood here, we have basically a solution to that. It is still an L series engine, but if you notice, the exhaust is on one side and then you have the intake on the other. Now, he's paired it with ITB, so he's got an extra little cool factor to that. But what this allows you to do is it's now a dual overhead cam, and you can push a lot more power because you can port the intake and exhaust a little bit more, getting more airflow in and out of that engine. This is just a beautiful engine bay. I wish I could afford to do a head like this on one of my Datsuns, but I know the price on it, and it is upward of $15,000 just for the head itself, not for the building, not for the assembly, or any of the injection system. So I love this car. I love seeing it in here. I know he just finished building it. Along with that, other than just the engine, on the inside he's got the carbon signal interior. That is a full interior. I want to say they're based in Dubai, and they do a lot of work for Datsun. So it is really cool seeing his Datsun out here. He's done pretty much everything that I would love to see on a Datsun, and so I'm happy to see this one and the infamous Fugu Z as well. So while we're in this area, I do want to give an honorable mention to a couple of the other cars that he has. I know he's coming out with a movie. I believe it's called the Drifter movie, and so these are actually the cars that he's going to be using in the movie. So kind of cool to see them out here. I wish I could meet Sung himself, but he's doing more important things than talking to me. So let's go ahead and see what else we can find out here, and let's go see if we can find some builders of these cars. We're here at the CMC Classic Cars booth here at SEMA, and I wanted to showcase this 1967 Mustang Fastback. Now, this has actually made it to the top 5 of the Young Gun Battle of the Builders category, so I want to introduce the owner and have him talk about this car because, as you guys know, we're trying to get into Young Guns either next year or the year after here at SEMA. So here is the builder and the owner of the company CMC Classic Cars. This is Chris. Tell me a bit about this Mustang. What inspired you to build it, and how did we get here today?
Yeah. So the Mustang is, of course, inspired by a typical 67 GT 500 build, but when we did it and when we spec'd it all out, we wanted it to be a little bit different than your usual pepper gray with black stripes that you're used to seeing. So we wanted this one to stand out a little bit because there are a lot of them out there, so we want to make ours different and stand out from the rest of them. Biggest things, of course, being the paint job, the ghost stripes, and the drivetrain we chose to go with in it.
Yeah, so I love this red color. I love that you did like a two-tone red with the ghost stripes, like you were saying. But so you went with a Coyote with the Kenny Bell supercharger. Yes. What made you go that direction? Just keep it Mustang, or what were you thinking?
Yes, the Coyotes are a very popular swap. They're very reliable. They take power really well. But we wanted to be a little bit different and go with the Kenny Bell supercharger to get a very unique look and sound. You don't see a lot of Kenny Bells on the Coyote swaps because they don't make a swap kit for it. We had to fabricate and modify our own pulley drive system to make this work. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to work directly with the engine.
So how much power do you think you're pushing out of this? Have you dynoed it yet?
Yeah, at the crank, we're probably at about 600. At the rear wheels, we're at about 520.
Okay, so what suspension do you got under here? What drivetrain to support that kind of power in this car?
So we have a full TCI Pro Touring suspension setup, and the engine is mated to a 6R80 transmission, so that's paddle shift capabilities as well.
Very cool, okay.
Carbon fiber drive shaft, connecting to a Ford 9-inch rear end to handle the power.
Perfect. So yeah, this is a beautiful car. I love the choices that you guys made with this. And then so how long do you think it took you to build? I know you're the builder, and how many hours do you think you have in this car total?
So we've got about 2.5 years in the build and documented 2,500 hours, so it's probably more.
Being someone that wants to be in your position in a year, I'm trying to build my Datsun to make it here to SEMA, to compete in Battle of the Builders, Young Guns. What does that process look like? What do you need to do to get to the level of the quality here and get to Battle of the Builders?
The biggest thing is keep it very unique. They definitely want to see different builds and customizations. They want to see that more than just bolt-on parts. You have to use bolt-on parts no matter what, but they want to see how you retrofit items to work and how you make things working directly with each other that usually don't work.
So instead of just going and buying a full interior kit, maybe custom making some pieces like you did here.
Yeah, we did use some TMI products, like a lot of the other Young Guns did as well, because it's a fantastic product. But we did do custom leather upholstery on the seats to make it stand out a little bit more than your usual interior.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you showing us the car. This is a beautiful car. In my opinion, it should have made it even further than the top 5.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
The top 5 is very impressive, and I can't wait to see what else you guys build.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
I
Nice
appreciate it.
meeting
You too.
Hey guys, we have another build that I wanted to showcase out here at SEMA. Behind me is a 1971 Datsun 240Z, but it's no normal Datsun 240Z. This is the infamous 8-liter V10 Viper swap Datsun, and here's the builder, Brad. I want to talk to you about what inspired this build. Why did you choose a Datsun for this, and then why did you choose a Viper V10?
Sure, yeah, I love Datsuns. I've kind of been in love with them since I was a little kid, and when building this car, I wanted to put the absolute largest motor I could possibly fit into this thing, and I think
you might have pulled it off. This is quite a. You had to redo this whole front substructure here.
Yep.
To fit this engine.
Yeah, correct.
And you're gonna have to do some hood clearancing too. It looks like to make sure that hood can shut as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure the hood will ever fit, but.
So do you know how much power you're pushing it? I know you just got this done right before the show. So do you know how much power you're aiming for?
So the Viper motors make about 450, and the manual from Mopar in the early 2000s for swapping these motors into cars say that when you get rid of the cats and everything, they push about 450 to 500 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque. Okay,
so that's quite a bit for a Datsun.
Yeah.
And so, are you worried about weight distribution or anything with it moving this much weight this far forward?
So the Viper is a fully aluminum, so it's not as heavy as it looks.
Okay.
People, LS swap these things, and those blocks are pretty dang heavy, and they run pretty decent, so I'm not too concerned about weight distribution, but I'll sandbag the rear if I need to.
Now, for someone that's wanting to build a car for SEMA, what process do you have to go through to get a car here? And especially as like a new builder, if you're wanting to get your car here, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think having an interesting platform that there's a lot of aftermarket support for, and being able to tie in companies and different parts into your build, that your different build with their parts, showcasing that. It's a great way to get yourself in here.
Awesome. And I know you also designed a lot of pieces on this car. This headlight bucket here, you did these wide body fenders as well.
Correct.
What's your background look like in design? Did you go to school for that, or did you just kind of figure it out?
So I did go to school for mechanical engineering. I am a dropout, but I did end up doing automotive design for a few years, maybe 5 or 6 years. Before I was doing build content, I was doing renders. I would 3D model cars and render them and make them look really cool. And then I converted that into actually building real cars. So I designed the body kit, I designed the headlights, things like that.
Well, this is an absolute beautiful car. I'm glad that we have it here. And last question I want to ask you is, for someone who is getting into building cars, who wants to put a car here, what advice do you have for them?
Just, keep building, keep posting, make content. Not all content's going to do well. There's plenty of posts I've posted that just like fall into the abyss of the algorithm, and that's just how it works sometimes. You just have to keep pushing, keep making content.
Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate you showing off the car today. I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Hey guys, we're here at SEMA 2025. We're at the McGuire's booth, and this is TJ Hunt, and this is his Ferrari. And just tell me about this thing, man, because this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, man, so this was an idea I had for a couple of years, and it took a long time to pull off. So, first question, if you don't know what this car is, people go, oh, what wide body kit is that? It's not a wide body kit. This is a 488 GT3 Evo. This is the factory 488 race car body that we got off of a car that was no longer in use anymore, and then we converted that car onto this car. So this is all OEM. None of this is aftermarket. These are all carbon Kevlar panels from the factory car race team.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I remember you did the 458 a few years ago.
Yeah. So same thing.
Just
This is 10 years later, they evolved the body styling. The 488 was only like 4 pieces. This was like 25.
Gotcha.
And the only thing stock about this car still is the doors.
Okay, gotcha.
That's
so you
it.
switched literally
everything else other than the doors is all GT3 stuff.
So what you from that first 458 build compared to this one, what did you learn from that first build?
The first build, I don't want to say I didn't learn a lot. The first build was, I guess what I learned was like, it's just a car.
Gotcha.
When you cut up a quarter panel of a Ferrari, it's just a car. So that was like, I remember the first time I really got my hands on that. So I bought I bought that car wrecked. When I bought it, it had the whole front end missing.
I remember that.
So we rebuilt that, and then when we did the whole conversion, we had to cut the rear quarter fenders off, and it kind of just allowed me to learn you can always fix it. It's a car.
Yeah.
So just relax and have fun.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, we've done a lot of things in between that Ferrari and this Ferrari that have really helped us. I also have a great team around me as well. This is not 100% me. This is a big team effort to get this car done.
So how long did it take you to build, you think?
7 months.
7 months. That's pretty fast for a build.
I mean, it was all we did. Yeah. So that 7 months, every day is working on this car, and then 500 hours of fab, and it did 2.5 months at a body shop. The car was raced before this, so the body kit was just destroyed.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of WEC races, and those cars, they
100%.
They take some beatings.
And then when they crash or something happens, they come into the pits, they do whatever they got to do to fix it, and then it goes back on track.
Yeah, and it literally.
So it was really just trying to get all the years and years of layers of paint that was on the car and chipping it off. I mean, it was pretty destroyed. It got to look pretty good, but you can see right here, right? All the patchwork carbon, we decided to leave all that.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that little story.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's perfectly imperfect.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about this build.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
This is an awesome car, man. And being someone that's watched you for so long, again, I'm 24 years old. We were talking about this beforehand. I've been watching you since I was 14.
Thank you, man.
So it's really cool to finally meet you in person.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
literally.
So cool.
It's really cool to see you here, see a build in person, and especially how far you've come as a creator and a builder.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see this here.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you taking the time today.
Of course, dude.
And I cannot wait to see what you build next.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Okay, we've been walking around SEMA the past few days here, and we've seen some awesome builds. I've seen way too many cars. I've done 30,000 steps a day. If you are going to come to SEMA, wear comfortable shoes because it is crazy out here. But I want to wrap up the video in front of this BMW M2. This is, I believe, the world's fastest M2. I'm not 100% sure on that, but this is a very cool car. I'm not a huge BMW guy, but if I was to get one, it would be the M2. My opinion, one of the best BMWs ever made. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know which of these cars was your favorite, and I'm going to try to get a car here to SEMA next year. So if you're interested in seeing that car build, be sure to subscribe and follow along for SEMA 2026.